3, 2, 1, go. All right, hello everyone and welcome to bingo time. It's time for more UFO 50 bingo. Let's go ahead and show off the bingo board. All right, so we got we got our 5 generals here. Our 5 generals of defeat a boss in 6 games. Earn a top 3 score in 2 leaderboards. Puzzler right in the middle. This is a very powerful section. However, Puzzler, it takes a long time. We got increase your base HP in 6 games. We got collect 4 gold discs. It's a lot of gold discs, but you know. This is C2. So UFO 50 Bingo is the league is split into different tiers. C2 is for those of us who are newer to the game, haven't necessarily played every game, and are here just to have fun and play some bingo and have a good time. It's not very competitive in terms of like compared to A tier, which is for speedrunners. That's speedrunner hell. Oh. I'll give Augite another few minutes if need be. Okay. Uh-oh. Augite? Man, that's a thing. I don't like being in charge of the timer because because I'm too busy talking about the scores and all that, and I get distracted. And we got some Magic Garden to start. So Magic Garden here, we have inner leaderboard. That's pretty nice. Not too difficult. We also have defeat 6 mushrooms in a single combo. This is a little harder. But it looks like Crumble knows what he's doing. And we got Party House. Using VIP only, enter your bingo sync seed and win. Very cute concept. Let's see what kind of seed we get. Let's see here. Okay, Cupid's not bad. Oh, this is slightly off again. There we go. Cupid's not bad. Oh, we got Bartender, but we don't have a whole lot of trouble. There's really not much trouble here. So Bartender isn't necessarily the best strategy for us today. Crumble playing a pretty fast and loose game here of Magic Garden. There are several different ways to play Magic Garden. It's in order to get like a big score, you're going to want to kind of like leave a lot of OPs around that you can then combo in. You want to get usually about 6. You want to get 6 OPs in one go for the max score, and then let them kind of grow, let the potions grow. However, we're not really going for a max score game. That doesn't matter. We're just trying to get 6 mushrooms in one combo, which so far not very many mushrooms have grown. I think you need to like let some OPs, because I believe the way it works. Don't quote me on this. I really like my Magic Garden, but I believe the way it works is that when there's enough OPs on screen, mushrooms will spawn. Because I haven't really seen any, and he's clearing out a lot of these. So we may not be able to get this mushroom clear. However, it will definitely, almost certainly, be a high score, especially, you know, later on. And it will be probably a gold disc if he keeps going the way he's going. Interesting. We're going with the bartender route. Bartender, again, very strong. Bartender is an extremely strong playstyle. However, the lack of trouble here it does make it a weaker playstyle. The bigger issue is also the lack of passive trouble mitigation. I find that using things like the dog and using things like Cupid usually helps handle that. Okay, using the camera, the photographer, actually a pretty good combo. Even if you can't get huge bartender bonuses, it's not too bad. All right, we have 11 days left, but we do have our first star. We're going with unicorns. So the high score, I'm pretty sure, is 12,000. Let me look it up. Let's go on the bingo sheet. UFO 50.bingo, resources, community maintained guide for nearly every game. Extremely useful Google document. It does involve using Google Docs, which does suck, but you know, that's okay. I'm not a fan of Google Docs. No, we've almost got it. Enter a top 3 score. It's at 8,000, not 12,000. So we almost got it. We're definitely, okay, we definitely got it. Now the question is, are we going for that gold? I'm going to guess yes. This is a relatively easy gold. 4 golds on here is a lot. What else do we have that could be a gold? Seaside Drive, not a particularly difficult gold. Camouflage, not a difficult gold. Don't exit. Crumble, please, I beg of you, don't exit. That's not a thing. That you need to die in order to insert into the thing. I think Crumble might be looking up the score. Okay, good. Because that's a thing I've seen people do. People have been like, okay, I got the score. Now I can just exit. That's not how that works. You definitely don't want to do that. This is a safe game of Magic Garden, but frankly, it doesn't need to, you don't need to go ham. I kind of have a tendency to go ham when I'm playing Magic Garden because I have played so much Magic Garden. That was a little close right there. Alright, I believe we have 5 days left, and I believe we have only two star peoples. Oh, that's a lot of mushrooms that have just spawned. I was not paying attention. That's 4 mushrooms. Are we just okay, we're going for it. Oh, there are the mushrooms. Oh my. Oh no, you actually. Oh no. He had enough mushrooms, but he, I think, accidentally let them go. That is a gold, and that is a top 2. Or a top 3, excuse me. So that's something. So we'll go ahead and give... Which one is that? What's this? And a gold. Alright, we got Warp Tank. So we might be going for Puzzler. Is Warp Tank elsewhere on here? Warp Tank. Beat 3 sectors without killing any enemies. That, alright, well, we're not doing that then. Got it. It's possible that he hasn't actually seen it. A bucket's of fun. Your name's Mr. Bucket. Name's Mr. Bucket. Is there another Warp Tank goal? No, not that I think of. It's very possible that he hasn't seen it. Now, Puzzler beat 5 levels in Block Koala, Camouflage, and Warp Tank. There's also Camouflage. there's a camouflage goal of escape with 2 to 3, and that's in a nice, like, vertical, although it would be blocked by VIPs only. Unfortunately, it seems Augite did not win that scenario, so we've got to try this one more time. Bucket. Do-do-do-do-do. I'm Mr. Bucket. This is a bingo board that has some really nice synergies. So the Magic Garden synergy to get that, and then also Ninpeck, get a score of 1800. That is definitely a high score. So if Crumble goes for that at any point, they have the top 3 score. What else is on here that's interesting? Kick Club, that's another one. Defeat the goalie, and then the net in Ice World. So that's really far in, and that will definitely get you the high score for Kick Club. Although that's a lot further in, and that's pretty hard. What else is there that's like a high score thing? I think those are the main ones. We have Camouflage, and we have Warp Tank. We don't have one for Block Koala. So you'd have to dip in the Block Koala. Oh, no, we do! Whoa! Wow, this is actually amazing. All 3 puzzler games basically are already their own squares, and they all already want you to do that. That's some really good synergy. In order to get, usually, so puzzler is a very long thing, right? That's a long thing right there. Did you just realize that you needed to not kill enemies? I think we just realized we need to not kill enemies. Bucket. I'm Mr. Bucket. Now, I hope that the idea wasn't, I'm going to win a bunch of levels, and then I'll just win those same levels. Because there's a rule in the bingo rules section called the instance rule. The same instance of something cannot be counted more than once for a goal. So I hope that isn't the plan. Oh no, the Popo, cheese it. This feels like a seed that's kind of mocking you. Okay, we're going for Climber this time. Climber, I'm a big fan of Climber. Climber is one of my favorite go-to strategies in Party House. That's the worst RNG I've seen in a while. Oh man, that's so unfortunate. Yeah, with photographers, early climbers are a fantastic choice. Name's Mr. Bucket. Do do do. Oh my god. You're not able to do this one without killing that enemy. Yeah, I'm sorry, you can't just go through it. You have to kill that enemy. Yeah, so I wasn't sure about the instance rule because like some rules go like some squares go like beat 5 different levels or like do X different, and some just say do X. And so I'm like, well then why would we have an instance rule? But I think that's just an inconsistent writing thing, and that's something we should work on. Not gonna make it. So we're gonna have to do an additional level here if we want to get both of these. We have 1 more level to beat and 2 more to beat without killing anything. This one, I believe you can do without killing things. It'll be difficult, though. Oh, we're killing things again. What? Has Crumble given up? We're going in for our 3rd attempt at Party House. I missed a bucket. This is a pretty small level too, so. But it is a little cramped. It's a little hard to do. All right, which levels are we doing? Are we doing these early ones? These early ones are a lot easier to do. Yeah, you have not done this one, I don't think. Good job. So yeah, we still only have 1 level without killing enemies. So we're going to have to do 2 additional levels that we wouldn't necessarily have to do otherwise. Warp Tank, there's something about Warp Tank that just feels good, you know what I mean? It's just like a feel nice game to me. He did get credit for Puzzler. You are correct. Let's go ahead and give him that. That is Warp Tank done for that, and that's an additional level. So we only have 1 level left for beat 3 sectors without killing any enemies. At this point, we are about 17 minutes into the match, and both players have not given out any information. So they're probably thinking to each other, like they're thinking, like, what is my opponent doing here? There's no information, nothing visible. Crumble has done quite a few things. However, all of Crumble's information is things that aren't quite turned into a space yet. But now we finally have one. All right, and if Augite is looking, that tells Augite exactly what we're doing. Because Puzzler, that hints at Puzzler, and it also hints at Block Koala, and it hints at Camouflage. Which we're going into Block Koala next. Beat 5 story levels. Which will give you just enough for Puzzler. Now that was a 17-minute first square, but Crumble did go into other things before this, and got quite a bit of progress. Got 1 gold, and 1 arcade. So we get the honk. We get the honk of sadness. Are we looking up? I think we're looking up how to do Block Koala. Block Koala is one of those games. I don't have anything more to add. Alright. Probably looked up Block Koala on the sheet. Sometimes I kind of forget that not everyone is as, like, Sokoban pilled as me. It's the only way I can describe it. I'm really oh my god, you know what? That's a much faster way of doing this level. When I'm trying to go fast and like quickly like plan things out, I go for like the safest route, the route I know I won't accidentally put myself into a corner, which means that I've done that level super slow like 4 times. Well, thank you, Crumble. You have taught me how to not be bad at Block Koala. Yeah, Void Stranger does make Block Koala feel worse in comparison. And frankly, so does... Yeah, you want to push that other one. No, no, you don't... Well, okay, I mean, that... Yeah, that works. Okay. Yeah, that works. The existence of Void Stranger does make both Block Koala and Star Waspier feel a little more flat in comparison. Is this our 4th attempt, I believe? We only have 1 day left. Okay. Oh, there's 2. Let's go ahead and get rid of... Oh, though that's not who I would have recommended you get rid of. Are we lucky? Are we super lucky here? We are not lucky. That's so tragic. Also, to note, if you put in a terminal code, if you hit reset, it basically re-puts in the terminal code. You don't have to put it in every time. So, Augite, if you are listening to this later to look back, yeah, that. This game on the right looks cute. So, this is Block Koala, which is cute, but I have a... like I said, I'm rather... I'm rather Sokoban pilled, so I have a lot of opinions on Sokoban. And, this game has some interesting ideas, but I don't really like the level design, and it is really slow-paced. However, you know, it's interesting. One of the great things about UFO 50 Bingo is that there is so much. There's so much variety. This is level 4, correct? You can see in the top left. Up here, level 4. There's so much variety. So, like, for a lot of people, you would be like, "What? How are you going to do this fast?" Like, they look at, they're like, "You're doing Sokoban fast," but I mean, you can do Sokoban fast. Like, you can do anything fast. Oh yes, 4th level out of 5. They're doing them in order. Wait, 1, 2, oh yeah, no, they're not doing them in order. But yes, that was level 4 out of 5. Correct. Alright, we have a pretty clear shot to the end here. So this is one of my issues with Block Koala. Do you see this? This is what I call big loops. It's a very slow-paced movement, and you have to go from here all the way over to here. It's just a big loop, and it's not super interesting level design or anything, but that should be 5 story levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is another puzzler. Alright, next up we have Camouflage. Now, this is actually interesting. Camouflage... Escape with 2 to 3 collectibles on more than 7 levels. This is... Or more on 7 levels. This is a very large... This is a very large goal. Like, this is going to take a while. However, This does actually lead to an interesting thing. Crumble already has 1 gold, and you can basically beat this game in 7 levels. So this will be another gold. Yes, this is Lockout. So the idea is whoever gets a bingo, or whoever has the most at the end of an hour and 46 minutes, or whoever gets to 13 first. This does threaten the vertical. However, if Augite can beat this bugbear that is this stupid party house seed, which we're actually pretty close. We're rather close now. Use your dogs. Those dogs are so useful. Use your dogs. Please use the dog. Yes! There it is! You have entered the party! Good job, Augite. That's a very specific time. So it's an hour and 45 minutes. However, we give them 1 minute to look at the board before we go. Alright, that blocks the vertical before it even happens. Very nice. Moving into Caramel Caramel. Caramel Caramel. Caramel 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 Chameleon. We got Beat the Egg, and this could also be an enter a top 3 score on leaderboards. Now you gotta play a lot of Caramel Caramel for that. I don't know how much, because frankly, I'm not good at Caramel Caramel, and I haven't really tested it. But you need a score of 60,000. Which is probably possible in a level or two. Especially with good with good camera placement. Such as it were. Don't forget to get that background. Nope, didn't get the background. That's okay. You think of me as a shmup goblin. So, I love shmups, and there are several shmups in this game, in UFO 50. However, Caramel Caramel is a specific kind of shmup. Caramel Caramel is, Gradius? And I am bad at Gradius, and I don't like it. Like, it's really just that. I'm bad at it, and I don't like it. I like other kinds of shmups, but Gradius is not one of them. Most of the other shmups on here I really like, except for Star Waspier. I do kind of like Caramel Caramel, but I'm very bad at it. Augite clearly knows their stuff when it comes to Caramel Caramel, though, and is dodging relatively well. What is Crumble thinking here? Okay, just looking up the document, probably. Oh no. Not gonna be able to. Oh, there you go. Snuck out in time. Unfortunately, one of the things I don't like about Caramel Caramel just came into play. Augite got to near the end of the level and then died. And then it makes you replay the entire level again. Very slow, feels really bad. Also, it completely erases your score when you die. it sucks. I hate that. I hate that a lot. And that makes Caramel rather difficult for score grinding, or beating, frankly, for that matter. Alright, Crumble got through another level. That's 4 levels. One more level, and we got Puzzler. No one's beaten a boss yet. However, this if we get through this Caramel, we do have one boss for Augite. Trying to get all these names and trying to get all the different things together means that my my stutter comes back into full force. I usually have my stutter under control, but I'm new to casting and I'm not super great at it yet, so I stutter like the best of them. Bless Joya Kebi, absolutely. Alphazar's hat is my personal favorite shmup on this entire game. I'm also a huge fan of Seaside Drive and Campanella 3. Those 3 are amazing. Caramel I respect, but I don't really like playing that much. And I flat out don't like Star Wars Spear. Alright, that is 5 levels. Good job. Now we just need to beat 2 more levels. And we could try to just beat the rest of the game. It's really not that... It's not that slow if you just try and beat the rest of it. And that'll get us 2 golds. Which... So... I've watched a lot of UFO 50 Bingo at this point. And the gold and the cherry squares are usually... They usually take a while... to get going, and they're usually how do I put this? Usually ignored. Because, you know, they're based on what's on the board, so sometimes things are a little impossible. But in this scenario, we actually have really good nice. Got Caramel beat the egg. That is also a boss. Not going to get that high score, it doesn't look like. There's actually some good synergy, because some of these are relatively easy to get. Like I said, Camouflage, Magic Garden, Mooncat. Mooncat is a relatively easy gold disc, and you have to get about halfway through the game to beat 6 unique enemy types already. Waldorf's Journey, enter the palace with 6 puffins. That's a very hard goal. However, that is a gold. So there are basically, in order to do some of the goals on here, you already have to be beating the game. Oh, and Night Manor. Night Manor, collect the diamond. That you're basically already most of the way through the game. All right, that is 7 levels. Counting them up: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good job. Threatening a middle there. If we had gotten that Magic Garden earlier, that would be a very good threat, actually. Ooh, it's a Mooncat race! It's a Mooncat race. Now, Augite does have an advantage here because Augite got in earlier. However, I played a game the other day where it was basically about this. I was where Crumble was right now, and my opponent was about where Augite was. But I know Mooncat a little better. So I was able to take some shortcuts and jump through areas that got me to where I needed to go faster, and I managed to snipe the goal. Oh, looks like no, not interested. Interesting. Night Manor instead. It looks like we might be planning to just end this outright. Probably shouldn't have left the party angry. Alright, welcome to Night Manor. Night Manor, collect the diamond. This is, I believe, relatively far into Night Manor, but like a lot of things with Night Manor, you can kind of you can kind of like jump around and you don't have to do everything. It's not as it's faster than it seems. I used to do speed runs of point and click adventure games, so this is nothing new to me. Alright, so in order to do the diamond, you basically follow the gold disc until you reach the garage, which is not... It's not too far in. And afterwards, we could easily get a gold disc. Again, if Crumble is planning on going for that. Yeah, then you might as well gold the game, because you're basically already there. You have, like, essentially 4 other steps. Stab him. Stab him. Stab him. Yeah! Good stuff. Alright. Now we're on the diamond route. The diamond route. Pick up the flashlight and the duct tape. Pick up the oil can. Use it to open the trunk. Correct. This is where you'll get the egg. This will summon the killer, so we're going to have to beat the shit out of the killer and then run away. Good job. Put the batteries in the flashlight. Go to the 2nd floor. Grab the pool cue. Once again, we're still basically doing a lot of the gold route. You remember back when the gold and cherry squares used to be any game and not just on the card, so the same 4 games would show up in a marathon for like 20 minutes? Yes. You would basically... What would you do? Barbuda is really fast. Magic Garden's really fast. Just like all the fastest cherries and golds that you can do. And that's not very interesting. I prefer it like this, but it does mean it's mildly inconsistent. Mortal 2, definitely. Crush the egg in the vise. You now have the key. If you were planning on going for the gold, there are a few things you could do around here as well. But if you're just following the guide, if you don't know it super well and you're just following the guide, then perfectly understandable that you can't just like plan out a route on the fly. Mooncat Gold is pretty fast. Mooncat Gold is pretty fast if you know the route. Go ahead and stab him and then run away. Good job. Now investigate the painting above the bed. Use the code on the safe. And there's the diamond! Alright, we are threatening a bingo. Is Augite going to respect it, or is Augite going to continue with what they're doing? On the route Augite is going in, they are at, I believe, 4 out of 6 enemies. The last 2 enemies are in the rocky area. That would be the eye and the crow. Crumble is going for that gold disc. Rather smart. Crumble could have held to kind of hide the fact that they're in Night Manor. However, that's an extremely ballsy play. And I'm not surprised that we're not seeing it. You see it occasionally in B tier, and you see it a lot in A tier, but this is a C tier game. We're just here to have fun. We can't all be me, apparently. Alright, we have almost escaped Night Manor, and this will be our second gold. Yeah, Crumble's doing really well. To be fair, so is Augite. Augite struggled a little bit with VIP House, but is bouncing back. This is still definitely anyone's game. I'm not going to say anything quite as of yet. Crumble has a very strong position, but it was also a situation of Crumble had a bunch of games that they seemed relatively comfortable with that weren't very difficult, and also had amazing synergies. Crumble read the synergy, saw that Puzzler was right in the center, a very strong position, and also saw that Camouflage, Blockwalla, and Warp Tank were all on there, and they all basically required you to do Puzzler anyway. So that's like... That's 2 for the price of 3. Or 4 for the price of 3. That is another gold! Good job. Alright, where are we going next? Are we moving back into Magic Garden to try and get the 6 mushrooms? We are doing Mooncat again. I think we're going to learn that, not quite.
Liberation.
Yay! That should be 6 right there. There's Mooncat. And Crumble sees it. Alright, where are we going, Augite? Into Waldorf for Crumble. I think this is a very difficult looking square. Enter the palace with 6 puffins. So it seems to me that Crumble has decided to threaten the bingo, but is not necessarily going for it. Vanger collect multi-mod from Latam sector. That's pretty far into it. And Magic Garden, they've already tried, and they unfortunately messed it up right at the end there. It could just be a gold attempt. That is true. We could just be going to beat Waldorf. Starting into Pilot's Quest. Pilot Quest, plant 4 seeds at the crash site. This is a relatively easy one. You basically just need to set it up and then go do other things. That's 10. Now we need 40. We're not going to get 40. We're just getting that 10. Got it. All right, now what? Fist Hell. Fascinating. Why are we moving into Fist Hell? Beat a boss? We could be trying to beat a boss. Is this a game where you can increase your health? We're definitely not going for a cherry. Let's look at increase your max HP. Fist Hell is not a max HP thing. It doesn't have a score. As far as I can tell, this is just bosses. Oh. Right, I did give them the boss that they got. They didn't beat the boss in Mooncat. Watch out. You increase your, like, defense, not your health. Did I explain what the stars are on the bingo card? Well, I did last time, but I can explain it this time as well. I put those stars there. You can right-click anything on the bingo card to note it as interesting or important in some way. These are the general goals. Those are there for my ease of reading. Ah, Fist Hell. Alright, that is another boss. And that's it. We were just going for that boss. That was a pretty fast boss, not bad at all. Crumble making good progress with this puffin. However, if you miss a puffin, it's scary. Okay, that gets rid of that. Nice. Good job. You don't think they're directly going for the puffin goal? I don't know. It wouldn't be bad to get it. Ooh, Seaside Drive. I love me some Seaside Drive. Seaside Drive. Use Weak Shot. Beat Stage 2. They don't appear to be doing that. I didn't see them use Weak Shot. It looks like they're just going for beating a boss and possibly a high score. Now, high score, that will basically require you to beat 2 levels. Well, you could probably do it in 1. Especially if you do it without dying. Crumble doing well. This is a very tricky and treacherous set of obstacles that they have in front of them right now. But they do have a bunch of propellers. I don't think they've even used them yet. I guess they're keeping them for in case they run out of fish. Whew! Oh, they've used a few already? Gotcha. Thank you. They're coming for your teeth, Waldorf. That might get you there. Oh no! Oh no! Waldorf! Oh man. Oh man, that's scary. Okay, you know what? This is definitely... Wait, no, it's at, No, we're at 10,000 right now. We're about to be at 10,000. The score for Seaside Drive is 100,000. But we did it without dying. That is another boss. All right, Campanella 3, another relatively fast boss. Rakshasa beat the first stage. That's another boss. But to be fair, that's also, you'd have to beat the first stage in Rakshasa. Yeah, I don't think we have the puffin. We are almost there. We almost got the puffin. Oh, there it goes. Alright, now we just got, alright, the only goal now is to beat it. Just take the gold. We missed a puffin somewhere. That's why I feel strongly about this goal, that it is like deceptively difficult, because you have to kind of get lucky at finding where the puffin is. That's still a gold. Still very nice. That's 3 golds. We might get a 4th gold. The question is, from what? Overbold? You could do Ninpeck. Could maybe do Kick Club. That is what I would do. This is a very good plan. Already got most of the way through Camouflage. We can just beat Camouflage. Like, they're looking up strategies. Understandable. Music? Oh, I see. It's the demo mode. Yeah, still a very good gold with Waldorf. Waldorf can kind of get away from you. Here's the kitty cat. Oh, don't. Or are you looking up how to beat the boss? Alright. That is a 4th boss for Augite. Now, where's our other easy boss? Oh, are we just sticking with this? Clear 6 waves 100%. We got 2, I believe, from that. No, we are not. We're not sticking with it. We're going into Star Wasp here. This will be another quick boss. We've been seeing this a lot. There's been a lot of, like, this board has some good synergies, but it's kind of difficult to do all of the synergies all at once. Oh, man. Got it. It's very interesting, because Crumble still seems to be going for 2 out of 3. Did I misread that? Oh, no, I did misread that. I apologize. Trying to figure out the speed strat, yeah. I saw that. Very interesting. That is another boss. We have one more boss left. Now, beating Rakshas's first stage would be a boss and another goal. Alphazar's Hat, that's another fast boss. We have about 50 minutes left in the match. So we're about halfway there. So far, Crumble has a very, very good lead. But it's definitely still anyone's game. Crumble has slowed a little bit, hasn't really marked anything off in quite a while, but is going for a very long goal right now, which is to beat 4 games. That's a long goal, and you know they've been working on it all this time, and they're already almost there. I believe this is the last level. Well, there is one more level, but it's barely a level. I love Alphazar's Hat. This game is so good. So is Camouflage, for the record. Love me some Camouflage. Camouflage. Just gonna rush through it. This is a dangerous spot to just rush through. Ooh, you got it. Looking up something, Crumble? Don't back out now. You're almost there. You're so close. You're so close I can taste that rainbow. Tastes like breakfast cereal. All right. This is a confusing level, especially if you're going for the bonuses. But thankfully we're not. Alright, there you go. You're home free. Home free. No, you don't gotta go back into this level. There you go. Alright, this one is very fast. There you go. And there it is. There's that last gold. That's 4 golds. You don't see that very often, even on like B tier playthroughs. They're 4 fast golds, but still very impressive. Okay, it looks like we're trying to threaten this bingo again. Back into Magic Garden. Crumble has a rather commanding lead that Augite needs to try to threaten back with. So threatening an even harder. Augite almost with this last boss. We're getting all the generals out of the way. I don't think anyone has increased their health at all, though. Like, out of all the things that we've played, there's no synergy with this health increase. Oh, that's right. We do have the Elphazar's hat health increase, and we did get that. And that should be the last boss. Are they holding it? Or did they miscount? Or did I miscount? Well, I'm not going to say no to Kick Club. One of my favorite games. Love me some Kick Club. This is definitely, if you're able to get to the Ice World boss, that is going to be a high score for sure. And that's a pretty, that's really deep in there, and pretty difficult. Magic Garden is one of those games where it's very easy to pick up and play, but if you can spiral in it, is the way I'd put it. It's very easy to just, like, accidentally die, like, really early, and then just keep dying over and over again. Very easy to spiral. Getting an early death in Kick Club, very dangerous. Crumble is once again going for a very safe play with Magic Garden. Now, I think they taught me something about Magic Garden that I didn't really know. Because the mushrooms seem to spawn very, very fast when you have a high number of OPs put in. Mushrooms, okay, according to this, mushrooms are stationary enemies that can be removed with upgraded flasks. They will spawn if a player fails to drop off friendly OPs for a certain amount of time. So if you just, like, sit around and don't drop off any OPs, mushrooms will spawn. However, Crumble is playing a very fast game of Magic Garden. and is dropping off OPs basically as soon as he can. However, if mushrooms spawn when you have like a really high number of OPs, then that is an easy, fast way to get. Okay, there's 2. Just don't kill them. Just ignore those. It seems like Crumble hurt me. I hope he didn't. We got our first boss here, who I like to call Solid Snake Tennis Ball. Kept you waiting, huh? Huh. Kick Club. It's a pretty neat trick. That's another boss. Are we not even sticking around in Kick Club? Okay. No, we are. No, we're not even sticking around in Kick Club. Fascinating. There's a lot of really good synergies here that it seems like we're not quite going for. Colonel, I'm trying to play UFO 50, but I'm dummy thick. And the clap of the Campanella keeps alerting the guards. We got a Magic Garden race! I've never seen a Magic Garden race! Oh, my heart.
Fight it out.
We got a Shroom race. Now, Crumble is definitely further in there. I love Jessica. Oh, that's, I love that. There's the, there's that, I've never actually gotten that to spawn. Alright, it seems like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There it is. It seemed like Crumble paused the game to look up how mushrooms spawn, and that seemed to work. And got another top 3 score. Alright, unfortunately, Augite was sniped there. Now, are we going for Vanger? Augite might be looking up Vanger to see how long it is. Let's see. Let's find out. Ba-da-ba. This is the multi-mod. The multi-mod is not even, like, mentioned on the sheet. We need to fix that. Can the players aggressively block goals for others? Yes. Yeah, it looks like we're still not going for Vanger. We're threatening that bingo, but are we going for a high score right now? Campanella is not on this list, which to me tells me that we're going for a high score rush here. We already have one of them. Freaking love the Campanella soundtrack. Now, the highest score that you need for Campanella, I'm assuming he's looking it up just like me. Some of these I remember off the top of my head. Some others I do not. Campanella is a relatively fast high score. We need 1,500. Did I say 1,500? 15,000. Excuse me. We would already be there if it was 1,500. 15,000. Sadly, Augite still does not seem to have noticed. Either does not seem to have noticed or doesn't care and is going for the high score instead. And if that's the case, they're definitely about to be sniped. It looks to me like they're going for a score goal. Oh yeah, UFO Soft were big on asset reuse. Just in this game alone, we reuse the little mushroom, Jesus. The umbrella yokai, we reuse the coffee, all of these are from Nintek. Oh. All right, we are a 2/3 of the way there for this Campanella goal. This is going to be a very brutal snipe. Things do not look so good for the Homestar runner, and by that I mean Augite. But, still anyone's game. Could bounce back. Hoo hoo hoo. Stage cleared. All right, we only need 3,000 more points. I love this music. This music is absolutely gorgeous to me. We're close to this snipe. Interesting. We're not going for the coffee that's super out of the way. Understandable, honestly. Because the coffee in that level is very out of the way. There you go. That don't no. No, you have to enter it. Okay. This is the unfortunate thing about getting a Campanella high score. This does suck. Because in order to get the Campanella high score, you basically get 16 to 20 lives, and then you just keep throwing yourself against the wall. At least this is a relatively fast death. There you go. There's the snipe. Does Augite see it? Where are we going to now? Back into Waldorf. Okay. Fascinating. This is a very difficult one. Not super, like, it's pretty fast. So if we're able to get it, it's not too bad to give one more try to. We just gotta hope that we find all the puffins this time. Waldorf's Revenge, my favorite sequel. I would 100% play a game called Waldorf's Revenge. Why not go for the kill and do Vanger? So, this is C2. The players don't know every game. And Vanger is a Metroidvania that is a lot more in-depth. And collect the multi-mod from Latum Section. Latum Section is like the 3rd area out of 4. So, honestly, I think Crumble's plan was to threaten it, to try to make Augite go into it, which didn't work. Because I think Augite also correctly read that's going to take a while. Is that the one with the submarine? No, that's the one with the flippy robot. It's kind of like Metroid meets Metal Storm. Oh, that was close. Oh, you got it. No, that canned fish was so important. Crumble. Oh, it's all crumbling around us. Multi-mod is definitely not a C-tier goal. Yeah, I agree. The ones that are left are quite a bit harder. Porgy, 20% completion. That's long. Brimstone 3 skills. I actually don't know what goes into doing that. I've never seen that goal before. Kit Club, Ice World. That's long and hard. Can you win without a bingo? Yes. Whoever gets either the first to 13 or the highest number at an hour and 46 minutes. Umbra and Maria can get you there in just a few minutes. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. I was looking at that goal and I was like, I wonder what it would take to do that. I think Crumble's looking around, seeing what's easy, possibly reading up on maybe how fast Vanger would be. But one of the other issues with this Vanger goal is that, so we have a public document that lists basically how to do each goal. But it's not fully completed. It's missing some things. And it just does not have this Vanger goal on it. It doesn't tell you any fast ways to get into Latum sector. It doesn't. So if you don't know Vanger very well, and it's a big game, this document ain't going to be any help to you. CO was working on it last night. That's great. Good. 3 skills. Take Maria and Umbra. Take 1 fight to get Maria to level 2, then go to the rabbit and learn heal. Head east to the hole, go north to bat, and learn anything. That's not too bad. That's pretty fast. CO is such a pivotal community member. Absolutely. There are a couple of things in this sheet that I'm like, this needs a little bit of fixing up. There was one thing I changed the other day. What was it? Oh, it was the lives. Semi-recently, they made it so that Campanella 3 counts for getting an extra life for the continue. But that's not how it was before. And the image that we had on there was out of date. So that kept throwing me off, and I said, I'm slightly miffed about this, but in chat I was like, I wanna bring up a discussion about making it so Campanella 3 counts for the extra lives, and people were like, it already does, lol, and I'm like, oh. A couple of people were like, yeah, it's easy to make that mistake, but other people were like, what's the big deal? And I'm like, You don't gotta, like... you don't gotta do that. There's 4. Nice and easy. Augite's looking around to see what they can come back with. Out of all these, Campanella 3 isn't too bad. I know a lot of people are intimidated by Campanella 3. Rakshasa beat the first stage. So, I was watching, we did a, I believe it was B1. It might have been B2. I think it was B2, just the other day, where it was very similar to this, except instead of threatening Vanger, one of the players threatened Rakshasa, and neither player even went into Rakshasa. It was like, nope, and that was B2. That was a situation of, like, Rakshasa is, in my opinion, one of the hardest games on this entire pack. I'd say top 3. I would probably put Star Waspier a little higher than it. And, I don't know, what else is up there? How far into Kit Club is that goal? Kit Club is 4 worlds, that's beat World 3. Oh. Discord. Either way, Rakshasa is absolutely ruthless, and if you don't play it a lot, like I've beaten it. I've cherried it. I've cherried every game, but I played it basically for the first time since I cherried it, and I think I just died like 3 times in a row before even getting to the mini-boss. Like, it's really... And the mini-boss is not far. Like, we are about 2/3 of the way to the mini-boss. It's not a long game, and they're not long levels. You'd say Cyber Owls? Cyber Owls is not difficult unless you're going for the cherry. Then it's freaking impossible. You think Camp 2 is rather difficult. I definitely agree with that. Overbold is really hard as well. Rakshasa you think is less hard than... I would say Overbold and Camp 2 I'd put below Rakshasa, but they're both very hard. Camp 2 is one of those things that you just kind of like slam your head around until it just gives you a nicer playthrough. Oh, that's so rough, Winterbit. I have a friend who's trying to cherry all the games. She got dared to do it, and she's doing them all in order. Lucky! Very lucky. Now, we're not out of the woods yet. We're not out of the woods yet, Crumble. But, I believe in hashtag I believe in Waldorf. We have 3 canned fish. We do got this, but like we could not have this, frankly. Oh, okay. That will help so much. It's not even funny. Hashtag I believe in Waldorf. There you go. That's the Waldorf goal. That's a difficult goal. Very impressive. We could pick up a cherry if we really wanted to. Hello, Tokyo. We're just gonna beat the game again. Good job. Alright, now where are we going? Out of all these, the easier ones are probably Ninpeck, Brimstone. Porgy isn't hard, but it's slow, you know. Yo! We got a Rakshasa race! Let's go! This is so hype. If Crumble manages to beat Augite on this, that is Vanger in 15 minutes not doable. It's yes if you know what you're doing. Is Crumble looking up information on... Understandable. Frankly, understandable. I'm being added on Discord. What is this? Nope. We're going for Vanger. Alright. We have 20 minutes left in the match. Crumble is throwing it all on one last push. One last final push to try to get this Vanger goal. I can't believe someone wouldn't want to play Rakshasa. Augite almost beating this boss. Good job. Beautiful. Well played. Not easy. All right, Augite. Can you possibly do this before Crumble can? Like, not. I would say don't go for Vanger. Your best bet is to try to do... Frankly, you need 4 goals in 20 minutes. It's difficult. And I genuinely, I don't know what you would do. Devolition is... We're going for Vanger. Oh my goodness. Augite's like, it'll be a cold day in hell before I go out like a chump. This has been a very racy, I said that, I said that again. No. This has been a race-filled game. Nope, I'm trying to fix it. This is a fun race. Venger is one of those games. It's very knowledge checky. If you know what you're doing, you can get through Venger really fast. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. It's a Metroidvania. You have to know the map. You have to know where all the items are. You have to. There are a lot of skips too, and some of them are really tough skips. How you feeling, Crumble? Crumble's looking at a map, probably. Is Augite dropping the race? There's an Archipelago work in progress? Oh my god. Yo! One of my favorites! We're back into Seaside Drive. We got Weak Shot. Now, I've never actually done Weak Shot. What are the fastest goals here? Probably increase your HP. Maybe Demolition. Grimstone. Ninpeck. Maybe Campanella 3. This is a slower one. Especially with Weak Shot. Vanger, Minimax, Barbuda, and Night Manor. Ooh, that's actually exciting. Demolition is fast, but it's not consistent. It's very scary. Porgy, you could probably do 20% completion in Porgy in, like, I'm going to guess, like, 6 minutes. But you gotta, that's another really knowledge checky game. Trying to speed run a Metroidvania without knowing where anything is an exercise in pain, frankly. There has been so little synergy with this increase your HP in 6 games goal. I'm pretty sure this is literally the first game anyone's gone into that actually has HP increases. This game being Vanger. Yeah. Now going into Grimstone, that would get you one. Porgy also gets you one. And we already had Elphazar's hat. Is 13 minutes even fast enough to do a Weak Shot? Yeah, I think so. I think it is. It's not fast enough to do a Weak Shot and 3 other goals, though, unfortunately. And Crumble's making pretty good progress through Vanger. Oh, there. I saw that coming. Level 2 is a lot harder than level 1 in Seaside Drive. So getting those extra credits, not a terrible idea, I think. Especially if you don't feel as comfortable with Seaside Drive. I really like Seaside Drive. Seaside Drive is one of my comfort, my oomphy games anytime I'm playing bingo. Looking at the map. Looking at the map. All right, we got about 10 minutes left, chat. Hoo-hoo! Bounced under it. Cube! Defender of the polyverse. Cube! That's a fun, fast strategy to killing these enemies. You know what? I don't think I've seen this. Man, deciding to cast Bingo has really helped me figure out strategies for Bingo. Like nothing else. This doesn't look like level red. This looks like level purple to me. It seems like getting those credits was a good idea. All right, we are in Latham sector. And we have 9 minutes left. Can we get this item in 9 minutes? It's pretty deep in here, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I played Vanguard for any, like, amount of playing it. But I did have to 100% it twice. Hi there, Coast. What do you mean I'm back finally? No, I know it was I know that was a cube reference. I know level red was a cube reference. Cube. Level red. I was just making my own joke. My joke just unfortunately wasn't as funny. Making good use of the side shot, because the side shot, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, does not decrease its power with weak shot. So getting some shots in with it, good idea. There you go. That is stage 2. Good job. What else can we do? All these things are very knowledge-checky. And we have 7 minutes. Skirmish, correct me if I'm wrong, that's level 2, correct? HP... Doing an HP rush is going to take you a very long time. Augite possibly looking things up. There's that telltale flicker that shows that, like, you're moving in and out of things. GG. GG Crumble. Has Augite just flat out conceded? Not openly. Oh, we're going in an Nitpick. Might feel snookered. I love the word snookered. Ninpeck finale, gosh. Ninpeck, I love Ninpeck. It's starting to grow on me. I think it's a very good bingo game. It's challenging, but like fast enough that you can kind of jump in. Is this even possible in 5 minutes? Maybe? That's a big maybe. And that's it. Wow, GG. It's over anyway. Crumble got it. GG, Crumble.
Thank you.
I wasn't sure if you'd be able to get that in time, but...
Yeah, I didn't think that I would be able to get the Vanger goal.
Yeah.
But I decided to try it at the end.
Augite is stuck in Ninpec right now.
Ooh.
They have earplugs in. They can't hear us.
Oh no.
But they don't have a mic anyway. How are you feeling? How'd you feel about that match?
I feel good. I feel like
Good.
this might have been like one of the first matches where I was able to like see a couple like synergies and then like, go for them.
Those early synergies really set the tone for the match. Augite went into Party House at the start, and it took a couple of tries. Party House be how Party House be, and you got what, like 4 goals for the price of 3. That was very good, and like that was very well played. Very good synergy catch on that. There were a couple of times I saw that you were going for ones that had good synergies, but you messed up slightly, like the Magic Garden goal right at the start. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, I know.
And Waldorf.
Yeah, I was trying for those goals, and then when I didn't get them, I knew that I could get the gold.
Exactly.
So I went for them anyways.
Might as well keep going. I'd say that worked out. That worked out quite well.
Yeah, I do think it was a kind of a crazy board to have Puzzler and then stuff for Camouflage, Block Koala, and Warp Tank.
And Warp Tank. Very lucky for anyone who's like, are you comfortable with any of those games or all of them? I saw that you were pausing a lot on Camouflage.
I think, yeah, I feel comfortable with Camouflage, but not enough to like, I don't have it memorized.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Block Koala, I have to look up the speedrun every time.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Warp Tank,
GG Augite.
Yeah. Good game.
Good games. Let me see if I can put your chat on screen. GG. Yes, did get the Vanger goal right at the end. Just a couple of minutes left. There was a lot of racing in this too. There was a Vanger race for a brief minute, but Augite decided to drop out of that. There was a Magic Garden race. There was a Rakshasa race for a minute.
Yeah, I think I quit out of it like before I started.
Yeah, there was a Mooncat race. I believe that was it. Magic Garden was funny because you wanted the 6 rooms and you got the gold instead. Task failed successfully. Yep.
I did the same thing. Yeah, I couldn't figure out how the mushrooms worked.
Yes.
But then, I think, do they spawn when you don't like drop off any OPs?
Exactly. When you don't drop off any of the OPs, they spawn, I think 2 at a time after a couple of seconds. You were going like really fast. Discord is on screen. Thank you for telling me. It's intentionally on screen. Augite is not able to talk, so I have them up to see their chat. It also depends on how many OPs you rescued, because as you saw, you were at like 197 OPs, and they were spawning like crazy.
Yeah. I thought about trying to wait for 6 to spawn, but I got scared. I'm not getting gold.
Yeah, I could see that. You were the only one going for the that party house seed. Yeah, I mean you got it so fast that Crumble didn't even have the chance to go into it. But Crumble was going for the puzzler combo of 4 goals for the price of 3. So while you were working on that. That seed seemed interesting. It had really good things and then no good synergy for a trouble build. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch that party house clear.
Well, do y'all have anything more to add about the race? I think it was nice and exciting. Lots of good, like I said, lots of good races, lots of good synergies.
Yeah, I think GG's. Augite, you got some really hard
Yes.
like squares that I would not have been able to get. Like the bosses, and I know the weak shot is really tough.
Yeah, weak shot bosses. Caramel is difficult.
Yeah,
Rakshasa for sure. Like that was very impressive. Very good job. Rakshasa is not to be trifled with. I was casting a B tier match the other day, and it was very similar to this, where like it was 4 in a row with a threaten, but instead of for Vanger, it was for Rakshasa, and neither player even went into it. Like, just like, no thanks, I'm good. If you want to get a bingo so hard, you go into Rakshasa.
Yeah, last week I got stuck on Rakshasa first stage, and that's why I kept putting this one off.
Yeah, that's fair. A lot of the things that were left were very knowledge checky. Vanger is very knowledge checky. Porgy, Grimstone, those aren't very like those are relatively fast if you know what you're doing, but you gotta know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Augite, you got 7 bosses, I believe. I believe you miscounted. You got. Can you show me your like card screen for a second? Let's see here. You got Kid Club first boss. You didn't get Mooncat. You got Caramel. You got Fist Hell. You got Star Waspier. You got Campanella 3, and you got Seaside Drive, and then you did one additional one, which I think was Alphazar's Hat. So that's 7, and then you went into Rakshasa and got that. So that's actually 8 bosses. All right, well, GG to both of y'all. Thank you for the fun and exciting match. And
Yeah, thank you for casting.
Of course. Good luck. I will have this VOD up sometime soon. And good luck for all your future matches.
Thank you. Yeah, GG's again.
GG. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
All right. That was a fun match.